It's funny how sometimes the biggest lessons come from the smallest things. I mean, what if a tiny, four-line poem for kids could actually teach us something huge about life, about learning, and about the magic that's just sitting on our bookshelves? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into.
So let's start with this idea. I'm sure you've heard it a million times. A book is a good friend. But have you ever really thought about that? What does that even mean? How can this thing made of paper and ink actually be a friend? It's a pretty wild thought when you break it down.
Well, the source for our little journey today is this really beautiful short poem from a Bengali children's book. And believe it or not, in just 4 lines, it dives right into this whole idea. Okay, so here it is in the original Bengali. Now, if you don't read Bengali, don't worry for a second. We're going to break this whole thing down piece by piece. But for now, just listen to how it sounds. Boikule bondhu pai chobir golpo bhora. Porashona korle ami hoije bhalo chele meye shera. It just has this really lovely, simple rhythm, doesn't it?
All right, so let's start at the very beginning of the journey this poem lays out for us. It all kicks off with one simple act, kind of like an invitation.
The very first line, wow, it just gets right to the point. As soon as I open a book, I find a friend. And I absolutely love how instant that is. There's no waiting around, no hoops to jump through. The friendship is right there, the second you open it. That's it. Just opening the book is all it takes.
So when the poem says friend, what are we really talking about here? Obviously, it's not a person, right? It's more like a source of companionship when you need it, a way to see totally new perspectives, and this kind of unwavering support system that's always there for you.
Okay, so you've opened the book, you've accepted that invitation, you found this friend, now what? Well, this is where the journey shifts gears from just connecting to actually discovering something.
The next line tells us exactly what this new friend brings to the table. It's filled with pictures and stories. See, this isn't some empty relationship. This friend is absolutely packed with stuff, with color, with life, with adventure, and it's all just waiting for you. And the poem tells us there are 2 keys to unlock all of this. You've got chobi, which means pictures, and you've got golpo, which means stories. And the magic is really in how these 2 things work together.
And this is just so smart, right? Think about it. Pictures can show you a world in a split second. Bam, there's a castle, there's a dragon. But the stories tell you about it. They give it meaning. Who lives in that castle? Why is the dragon so sad? So one grabs your eyes, the other grabs your mind. And when you put them together, that's where your imagination just takes off.
And all of this leads us to the final piece of the puzzle. And honestly, it's the most crucial part. So we've found a friend, we've explored its world, but so what? What's the point? Well, the point is transformation. The third line throws in a condition. It's an action that you have to take. It says, if I study. And this is a huge deal. The poem is basically saying, hey, you can't just sit there. This isn't a spectator sport. If you want the good stuff, you've got to engage. You have to really look and read and think. So what's the payoff for all this effort? The last line gives us the answer. By studying, you become the best of good boys and girls. Now, this doesn't just mean you're, being quiet and following the rules. That word in Bengali, shera, it means the best, top tier, excellent. So what the poem is really promising is that by doing this, you achieve personal excellence. You become the absolute best version of yourself. So if you put it all together, the poem lays out this amazing, super simple roadmap for growth. It's just 3 steps. 1, open a book, find a friend. 2, dive in and really study what's inside. And 3, as a result, you become your best self. I mean, how simple and how powerful is that?
And really, that's the core takeaway here. This little poem is screaming that reading isn't just some passive thing you do. No, it's a full-on journey. It starts with an invitation, it moves into discovery, and it ends with you becoming a better person.
Which brings us right back to that first question, doesn't it? So if all these books on our shelves really are friends just waiting there, filled with these incredible worlds and lessons, it really just leaves one question, right? Which friend are you going to spend some time with today?